Glide is cost-effective, extremely easy to use, and extremely powerful, this is the perfect platform to test and do a lot of rapid iteration, specifically for internal tooling like we have here with First Look. Hi, my name is Byron Huey. I'm the Vice President of Digital Media and Engagement for TTR Sotheby's International Realty. The app we developed with Glide is called First Look. It is an internal repository for all of our private and coming soon listings. First Look is really important to our firm because it allows us to engage with private and off-market listings in a much more robust and much more impactful way. We've been with Glide probably for about 4 years, maybe 5. We were actually pretty early to the Glide platform. Before we found Glide, we were merchandising and sharing our private and coming soon listings internally with our agents, basically through a spreadsheet. It was very simple, very boring. And when we found Glide, we discovered it was so easy to just take a spreadsheet as an example and create a really wonderful, mobile-friendly, interactive application. There was a time where there were bottlenecks in our operation many years ago where you might have multiple people interacting with the listing and uploading it to many different places. Today, if you have a private listing, our First Look app is really the place to go. And it couldn't be easier to upload content and the listing to the app. Agents can do that on their own time, 24/7, 365. And so that to us has been transformative because it shows us the constant stream of new inventory in a very real-time way. It's compliant, it's secure, it's respecting the seller's best wishes, but it's also able to accomplish the goal of the buyer and their agent. I think it's a really truly unique and something that only can be done on a platform like Glide that offers something super easy to deploy and maintain, but also a really delightful and modern and sophisticated user experience. Since we launched First Look, we've seen great engagement from our agents. We have about 500 real estate advisors here at our firm. And so when you upload a listing into First Look, that gets sent to every single one of our agents. So it's a really powerful automation, and I think really something that's only feasible because of what Glide brings to the table. I believe today we have close to $150 million worth of private real estate listings within the app. For Glide and for First Look to support the volume in that way is, I think, a pretty significant achievement, to say the least. There are those situations where a private listing makes sense, and that's where First Look and Glide really step up to meet that. It gives our associates and our advisors the ability to go at any time and look at our inventory in a very engaging and detailed way. That's photos, property details. You can even call or text the listing agent with any questions. And of course, you can then share that listing with your buyer client. And so it's a very powerful tool for the advisor. The First Look app has allowed our advisors complete autonomy to basically upload listings whenever they want, and empowers the agent to do it themselves, which is, I think, a very underrated feature. It's a really delightful experience, and for the agent to be empowered to actually go and do that themselves, I think is just an incredible bonus. I'm not someone who's super technical, but I know enough to maybe get something like Glide up and running. We got the first iteration going with a Google Sheet, and then we started to add more and more features, Zapier integrations to alert and to send text messages when new listings were added. We realized this app and this platform is actually really critical for our business and for our agents. They need to have access to these listings, and it needs to be a lot more engaging. And so we ended up partnering with a firm called LowCode, which is an incredible digital agency that specializes in Glide app development, and they've been such a pleasure to work with. They're incredibly smart. They're incredibly savvy when it comes to architecting user experiences, and we've been very pleased with how they've been able to take that V1 version that I cobbled together and take it to a completely different level. Right now, we're working with LowCode to think about how can we thoughtfully and tastefully integrate AI into First Look and into the Glide app. And then, of course, we have all sorts of other crazy ideas that we think could be really fun to either add to First Look or to create as another standalone app altogether. We're super proud of what we built. I think the impact that it's had, particularly because of Glide's just native functionality and capabilities, has been really well received, and I can absolutely see us building not only additional features and functionality on top of the existing First Look app, but other separate use cases that solve real problems for our customers. I really think there's such an open window to explore and to implement something and rapidly prototype something quite sophisticated in a very short amount of time. I think whether you're looking at your interaction with the consumer or you're looking at your interactions with your staff or your employees, there's abundance of different use cases for the Glide application. We're really excited to keep serving our agents who are our customers and making sure we're meeting them where they need us to be. And I think the First Look app that we built with Glide and are continuing to develop with LowCode is a fantastic example of how that magic can happen.